Welcome to Tea for Teachers, a little time out where we can discuss some of your questions that you've kindly sent to us via many of the different social medias that we try to reach out to teachers and parents on. So let's jump into it. My name's Steve Watts. I've been teaching children for over 15 years. Work for Wattsenglish, where we develop fun and educational materials for children learning English. We did a live stream on Facebook. We had a comment that came up there from Radka Brothers. Hello to you. He said, thank you, but my problem is that I have children from the age of 2 to 6 years old, and the session is 2 hours long, and I struggle to keep their attention. Any suggestions? Yes, having a longer class, a mixed class, and of course with the age becomes mixed ability, not just in terms of language, but also in terms of the motor skills, what you can actually do with them. Of course, with 6-year-old children, you can do more detailed, sort of like start to be writing activities. With the 2-year-old, you're lucky if they'll just hold the crayon and scribble something. So you do have quite a variety here. With mixed age group classes, I think it's important to do some activities that will be more focused on the older children, some activities that are more focused on the younger children. And I wouldn't worry too much about when you're doing an activity for the older children, you're losing some of the smaller kids, and vice versa. You have a 2-hour session, that is a long time. You certainly will not keep them all focused all of the time for that lesson. So I think you're fighting a losing battle if you're going to attempt to do that. So the fact that some children maybe drop out of an activity and some children come in, I think you need to perhaps zonate that a little bit. In some of the activities, you can say to the older kids, okay, I do need your help here. You're going to help me. You're going to be the teachers. You're going to look after these kids and help them do these actions with this song, or help them out with this particular activity. And I would remember for such a long lesson that your input session certainly won't be that long. Do remember that the children can have free play sessions, but you can keep it in English. Perhaps the children can go off and play with, let's say, toy animals. And what you can do there is you can supply the language in an unforced, untargeted approach. Perhaps one of the children pick up, say, a cow, and you say, oh, look, David's got a cow. Moo, that's what a cow says. And, oh, look, Jane has got a horse. So the children are still hearing English, they're listening to English in context as they touch something, pick up something, move something around, bump two cars together. Oh, the cars have crashed. They're going to be exposed to the target language. So free play is, especially in these extended lessons, is an important stage. You can do guided play as well, of course. In terms of guided play, this is where we're taking a bit more control. So again, let's use the analogy of playing with the farmyard animals. You can say, okay, Jane, can you please find a horse for me? And of course she will move to find a horse and hopefully hold it up. So there you're doing a little bit of testing, and you say, okay, well, let's just have the animals say hello to each other. Hello, hello. So it doesn't have to be about naming the particular or testing for that particular vocab. We can start just to say, okay, well, let's have 1 and 2. You can count them. So we can say, okay, let's count these animals, 1, 2, 3. So it doesn't have to be particularly about that vocabulary. You don't need to find thousands and thousands of toys. Talk about the colours and all the rest of it. So we've got free play, we've got guided play, and then of course you do have your input session where you are saying to the children, okay, I want you to focus on this language and this is what we are going to be learning. I think your lesson very much needs to be a constant flow between high energy and more settled and lower energy activities, and you need to vary that. It can be a struggle. I think it's worth perhaps talking to your school to say, okay, well, can we perhaps shorten it, or can we divide it into 2 where I have the very young ones and then the older ones? But those are just 1 or 2 ways that I hope help you deal with your lesson where you have mixed ages, mixed ability, and a long time period to teach them. Thanks very much for watching T for Teachers. If you have a comment about anything that we've discussed, put it into the comments section below. If you have a new question, then please just pop it up on our Facebook wall. You'll find us under @Wattsenglish, and hopefully I'll get round to answering your question. So thank you for watching T for Teachers, and I hope that you continue having fun teaching kids. Cheers. Green tea, healthy choice. And nice too. Hello, welcome to Tea for Teachers. It's the time that I can spend with a cup of tea and you to chat about some of your questions and queries. My name's Steve Watts. I've been teaching children for around 15 years. And if you have a comment or a question on YouTube or Facebook and you put the hashtag Tea for Teachers or hashtag Ask Steve, either one of those will find your questions and I'll try to answer them. There's been a very interesting conversation between Maria Ilyushkina, hope that's correct, and Brendan Noble. It was based on one of our videos that we uploaded. It says, Owen Mary Jones. Hello to all of you guys. Thank you for getting a conversation started. Owen opened up with, this looks great, but why are you not getting the children to actually say the words with you? Arguably the most important part. Yes, absolutely. We do want the children to speak. The parents want to hear where all their money is going, essentially, if they're paying for private classes, or at least that their children are progressing. They want to hear, they want to know what the children know. As a teacher, you want to encourage vocalization. The reason we're teaching English is a language. Languages are primarily for speaking. So that's certainly true. And Mariana said, hello, I think the kids just don't understand, especially with the question, what's your favourite colour? And Brendan continued the conversation saying, yes, but we just need to accept, absorb and use what we've got. Understanding comes much later, sometimes years or decades later. We certainly don't want to wait years or decades, but the point is correct. We don't want to push for vocalization too early. In this particular YouTube clip, you did see me teaching, and I'm teaching a demo class. Basically, I've never met the children before, and as I walk into the classroom, there's a cameraman that's focusing in. The kids haven't seen me before. And if I push for vocalization too quickly or too early, then there's a lot of stress that the children are going to feel. So I don't want to jump in too quickly, too early. We do want them to get there. It is important. We should be always encouraging vocalization, but don't push for vocalization too early. In regards to them not understanding, especially with the small kids, you need to show everything. The example you had here was about your favourite colour. Make sure that you choose a favourite colour, and when you are talking about your favourite colour, show how much you really love purple. Oh, it's my favourite colour. I like orange and I like blue and green, but oh, purple is my favourite. And of course, what we need to do there is through these gestures, through how you are talking about the language, the context and the understanding will come. I hope that just gets us a little bit further down the road on this topic. But what I would like to do is to go into more detail about specific points, and I do that in a live stream. We call it Steve Live for the time being. So I hope you can join us on one of our live streams. It'll be on Facebook. Join us on @Wattsenglish on Facebook for hints and tips, Tea for Teachers, and for the live stream. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Tea for Teachers. Don't forget to put in the hashtag Tea for Teachers, hashtag Ask Steve, if you have a question you'd like me to discuss. Cheers. Hello, welcome to Tea for Teachers. In this series, as I hope you know by now, I take a little time out to answer your questions that you've posted up on YouTube or Facebook. We'll find them if you put the hashtag T for Teachers or hashtag Ask Steve. Please don't forget to do that, otherwise we can't find your questions. We did find this question though from Safia Dolcevita. I hope that's correct. I should do that maybe in an Italian accent, shouldn't I? Safia Dolcevita. I think that's a little better. You know I love you. Oh, thank you very much. But it might be nice to learn the names or even have some kind of name tag if necessary to avoid pointing at an individual and whistling yoo-hoo. I did that in one of the videos that we posted up on YouTube. Again, this is a demo lesson. I've never met the children before. We wanted to show the teachers that we circulated this video with that just going in, staying in the target language from the very beginning doesn't have to be super stressful. The children will still have fun and they can follow and they can understand. And at that point I was going around doing demo lessons in about 8 or 9 different classrooms with different aged children. Whew, it was a long day. And yes, we didn't organise all the name tags for the children. You're absolutely right. We really should learn the names of the children. We should be personal, and of course, you know, language is about communicating. Oh, there's a lorry going past. Language is about communicating, and of course, you know, if we can personalise that communication, it makes all the difference. Just on that, when I was in French class back in school, the teacher gave me the name Christophe. And for some reason, I wasn't Steve, I was Christophe, and she asked me if I had any brothers or sisters. And I had no idea what to reply. I don't know if Christophe has any brothers or sisters. I have a brother, and that got me to think, very often we do give children English names. I'm not a big fan of that. I think that your name is your name, and your name in England will still be your name. That does not change. So just a little thing from me there. I really don't like giving the children English names. Even if their names are difficult to pronounce, you need to learn them. Safa, thank you so much for your question. We found it because you put hashtag T for Teachers or hashtag Ask Steve, and that's how we can talk to you, answer your questions on T for Teachers. Thanks so much. Cheers. Wow, there's lots of questions.